Hey everybody, it's Rick Trummer from MidSouth Color Lab, and welcome to another tip of the week. This week we're going to be actually going in and doing an advanced burning and dodging layer. A lot of people like to use the burn dodge tool when they're doing Photoshop. I'm going to show you a little bit different of a feature that's going to be a lot more advanced and work a lot better for you when you're using those kind of tools. And you're going to be kind of using areas of the image as opposed to units of dark gray or black or whatever that you're going to be doing when you do that burning and dodging in any other way. We're going to be using something called a blending option or blending layer. So let's take a look at an image. I've got somebody that has beautiful eye work here, and there's a lot of ways that you can go in and do burning and dodging, but this one seems kind of the easiest and the best way of being able to do it. So we're going to be doing a little bit of eye cupping and some other things on this particular image. The first thing you want to do is to create a new layer, a new blank layer, and we're going to fill it with some coloring, and I'll show you how we do that. So for those of us who are on Mac, Shift-Command-N will create a new layer. If you are on PC, it's of course Shift-Option-N, and that'll do the same thing. I'm just going to call this Advanced Burning/Dodging, so that I know what it is. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to switch the mode from normal. We're going to go down to soft light. Some people like to use overlay here. Soft light or overlay, it doesn't really matter to me which one you like. I prefer the soft light because it doesn't have such a harsh click to it when you're using it. The next thing that becomes available is underneath here. This will become available, fill with soft light neutral color. So just click on that, and we're going to click OK. Now, if you look over to your layers area over here, real quickly, you'll notice it's just a layer of gray. Well, at this point, if we go in with black, we're burning. If we go in with white, we're dodging. And so again, we're using units of the layer. Let's grab a brush tool. And the key to this is you want to get your opacity down to right around 8 to 12%. I normally like to go in right around 8 or 9 or 10. So somewhere in that range is a good opacity to set. So what we're going to do first is we're going to bring the background down a little bit. So I've got black in the foreground, and I'm going to just make my brush a little bit larger here. So let's just go in here, and I'm going to you'll notice right away, this is way too much. Well, that's because what happened is my opacity switched over. So you got to be really careful not to go in too dark. So going in that 9%, 10%. Now you're doing it very, very slowly. The great thing about this, if you go in heavy, what's going to happen is you got to back off. And so every time you come in here, this will create a layer of density over the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bring the outsides in a little bit. Every time you click off and click on, you'll notice that you'll get a level of darkness here. Now, you want to do this lightly. Now, take a look. If we turn on and off this layer, you'll notice that we're bringing the background down. So, again, using layers of the image, advanced burning and dodging, we're using layers of the image to be able to bring that down. The next thing I want to do, besides doing the outside and bringing that in a little bit, maybe you want to go a little bit more here. I like to use this one for vignetting instead of going in and using some of the other things for vignetting. I like to use this because it's not as uniform, and you'll find that it works, I believe, a lot better. So I've got the background down. I'm going to go in and do the eyes a little bit now. So what I'm going to do is come in here, and let's go in with white now. So you can hit the X button. That'll flip from black to white. And I'm going to just highlight the highlight on the bottom that we used here, which was a really, really nice reflector from underneath to give her some nice light. And I'm going to reassure that by just clicking that on. And I want to bring in a little bit more whites into the eyes. So I'm just going to kind of work the eyes just a little bit. The key to retouching is that you want to do some retouching, but you don't want to overkill on the retouching. So just kind of go in a little bit light in there. Next thing you're going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of eye cupping. So I'm going to bring, as you can see, I brought the brush size down, and I'm just going to do a little bit of eye work. And what I'm catching is just the outer edge of the iris. It goes right into that highlight. That's what I'm looking for. Now I want to secure that black that's in the middle there. So I'm just going to go back to X, and I'm going to just secure that iris just a little bit by making sure that the eyes are dark in the center. And then on the outside edge, I want to just come in here on the outside edge and just reaffirm that edge of the eye there. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like. So that's before, this is after. So you can see there's a noticeable difference in the eyes, and especially in the background. Let's go ahead and now move back on this. So I'm going to just back up. So you can see that there's a huge difference here and here. We reaffirm that eye, and again, this is our advanced burning and dodging layer. I'm going to bring the hand down a little bit. So let's go back to the brush tool. And let's bring the hand down just a little bit so it's not so evident in this particular shot. So I'm just going to bring the hand down just a little bit. Bring that down. And then I want to get the 5 planes of the face, which is the forehead, the 2 cheekbones, the nose, and the chin. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here, tweak these just a little bit. One little click of the button on the chin. And of course, at the top of that, if there was one, I would do one up there. But here we've got a highlight up here that I can just kind of bring down just a little bit, which I did, and voila. So that's a quick little burning and dodging technique that a lot of times will take you out of a lot of different problematic issues that you're going to have. Now, keep in mind, when you do that in your brush, you want to keep your brush right around somewhere between 8 and 12%. The other thing that you're going to want to do is make sure your hardness is set to 0. That's going to be key for that. You want a big, soft brush. And actually, you should be almost using big, soft brush almost on everything. But I'll leave that up to you. That's kind of a personal decision that you got to kind of make there. So until next week, again, I'm Rick Trummer from MidSouth Color Lab, and that's the tip of the week.